Let's switch the colors. We're probably going to have Slam in the red and FreakinAndy in the blue. That's probably good. And here we are in game number 1. Welcome everyone then. FreakinAndy versus Slam. This is taking place live. And we're gonna have Slam playing with the Japanese on the right hand side. We're gonna have FreakinAndy playing with the Mongols on the left hand side. Hungary is almost Austria. Yeah. I'm at the airport right now, moving to USA. Hey, Pip, is that so? That's nice. How did you manage to do it? So this is the list. This is the list of destinations that I have in mind. If I could just pick anywhere, I would like to go to the USA for 1 year or 2 years. Probably not the place that I would like to live in forever, but I would like to experience living in the country that I've tried to learn the language of for such a long time. You know that I've been trying to learn American English for such a long time. So I would like to be able to make use of the language and live in the US for a couple of years, but it's pretty difficult. There are so many restrictions to get there. Second option would have been probably the Nordic countries in Europe. And third option would have been either Germany or Austria, one of those two. But Germany I'm favoring right now. So it's definitely the top 3 for sure. But yeah, I'm trying for a few months. Is that so? How do you ever manage to get in? All right. Let's talk about the civilizations. There is a pause over here. We're gonna see that FreakinAndy playing with the Mongols gets 40% faster working hunters. On a map like this, it can be extremely useful as you do begin with a lot of extra hunting around your TC. It's going to be a matter of FreakinAndy actually taking advantage of this. Besides that, the Mongols get 30% extra HP unlike cavalry hussars, step lancer line units, and 25% faster attacking cavalry archer units. Well, for the team bonus. The team bonus is going to give Mongols 2 extra line of sight on scout line units. Slam's playing with Japanese, which means a 50% discount on drop-off buildings. 33% faster attacking infantry units starting in the fuel H onwards, in addition to 5, 10, 15, and 20% faster working fishing ships with twice the HP and plus 2 pierce armor compared to other civilizations. Again, water control over here is going to be absolutely instrumental for Slam's economy. Fourth choice of country. I don't really have too many preferences after that. I think either Canada or any other European country would be good for 4th, honestly, because past the 3 preferences that I had, the top 3, yes. Yeah, I wouldn't really mind too much any other place. You can think of the Netherlands. Everyone speaks below. Everyone below 35 speaks English fluently. I know that, yes, but one of the things that I felt really attracted to Germany about was the northern location. I want to be as north as possible within Europe. So that's why Finland and Norway, or Sweden even, would have been the first choice for Europe. But Germany is actually very, very up north as well. So that's good. Just have a lower UV index. Predictions? Yes, we can enable predictions. We are casting live, so for the next 5 minutes, you'll have the possibility of predicting who you think is going to win game number 1 over here, with option 1 being FreakinAndy and option 2 being Slam. Go nuts. 5 minutes. It's open right now. The guys were talking about something over here. Is it Emery when I have no shorefish? FreakinAndy asks, and Slam says, I wouldn't think so, but you can check. And yeah, he's going to complain about that. Does he not have shorefish? It seems like he doesn't, right? I mean, is that shorefish over here? Yeah, that is, but that is very, very far away. This map, technically, I don't think... Okay, so there is shorefish over here, but this one's going to be too far away from the shore. Okay, there is one over here. So this map technically doesn't really have a water for each player necessarily. Sometimes the players are going to spawn in a way that they have to make a choice for which river to go for because they spawn in between both on extreme opposites, right? On opposite sides. And this time around, Andy did get the type of generation that has him basically one of the rivers secured, but that doesn't mean that it's his necessarily, right? This just happened to be one of the different types of generations for the map. So he's going to check again by the looks of it. I don't know if they're going to restart or not. It seems like they won't, so they just keep on going. Netherlands are northern than Cologne. Are you sure about that? Scandinavia, now you can check where you want to live. It seems like this is Scandinavia in the summer though, otherwise this would be completely covered in snow. Anyway, let's take a look at the map generation for both these players. There we go, FeelH is here. For the Bull player, he's got the main goal in the back. It's beautiful. He's already going to secure it. He's already gone for the walls like this. He's going to close himself up like this, and he's going to be able to secure the goals. 2 goals over there. He's got a stone over here. Should be able to secure like this as well, right? Plus the wool line, so it's not too bad. He's going for the walls like this. It's fine. The stone is not going to be quite as easily available, but he does have another one over here, so it's fine. A little bit of a skirmish on the right-hand side. FreakinAndy does get one of the militias down from Slam, and Slam still has 2 to work with. And he's been going for this forever. Slam, in the last 3 games that we cast from him, he's gone for the same stuff, and he's not going to stop right now, right? If it works, just keep on going for it. This time around, though, he's going to add a little spin to it by sending a villager forward and trying to get a tower up, or he's got into the future, so he could go for the tower, but I think that villager was meant to get a sneaky duck up instead, but he won't be able to because of the walls. Netherlands are just as north as Germany, unless you're completely northern Germany. We're gonna take a look at that after this game. Cologne is further south and like 95% of the Netherlands. Okay, maybe Cologne wouldn't be the right choice then. And this wood is huge. Yes, on the right hand side, he's got so much wood available over here. Plus, because of the way that he has walled himself in, he secures this woodland as well. And check this out on the right hand side. FreakinAndy, he gets a sneaky duck up, and Slam goes for 1 fire galley over here, but FreakinAndy was patient enough to wait for the second fire galley to come out before going forward and putting aggression. So this is going to put FreakinAndy in a very nice position. And that's one of the things about the Mongols, right? That's one of the things you want to take advantage of with them. Stronger economy with a fast working hunters, although he didn't really capitalize on that too much. The boars will still give him extra resources a little bit sooner, and he'll be able to go for stuff like this. With in control, FreakinAndy should be able to come out on top over here, and he's going to, most likely. We have 2 villagers repairing the fire galley over there. Still, the fire galley is going to lose HP at a faster rate than it's getting repaired for, but it seems to me like Slam should be able to take the fire galley over there from FreakinAndy, and he will, unless FreakinAndy pulls the fire galley away, and now it's a little trickier. But it seems like this fire galley is staying up for Slam for the time being. FreakinAndy is going to need to repair his own fire galleys, and so far the unit control for Slam has been really good. Doesn't end up losing one though. And Slam reacts to the demolition raft by pulling the villagers away. So now FreakinAndy is left on 3 fire galleys versus only 1, and while Slam's unit control earlier was good, FreakinAndy did end up getting the better end of the deal over here once again. And it seems like he's going to. 1 fire galley goes down for FreakinAndy. 1 fire galley should be going down for Slam over here still, and it seems like it will. Yes, sir. Left on side. Minotaurs still putting pressure. Slam's going for archers in addition to the Minotaurs. There we go. He wasn't having the no shorefish, so he stole some. Yeah. How much did he get? Not too much, but if he does end up getting control of this river, of course he can go for fishing ships, and that's going to be even better. Nikki Dog coming in finally for Slam, and FreakinAndy is completely aware of this. The game sense of FreakinAndy this game has been off the charts. He's got 2 dogs to work with, so no matter what Slam goes for from this one, he shouldn't be able to keep up with FreakinAndy in terms of Navy production. Go. Pressure coming in from Slam. Does manage to break through the house over here, pushing the villagers away from the stone walls, but FreakinAndy has reacted beautifully to this. And the blue player has looked fantastic for game number 1. He's got almost enough resources to go up to the castle age. On the right hand side, he's still looking strong. He's got the demolition raft over there. If he plays his cards right, might be able to get even a villager snipe if Slam's not paying attention over there. Yeah, and because FreakinAndy realized about this sneaky dog from Slam, he's gonna start putting pressure against it right now as well. So everything's looking good for FreakinAndy, even though the military count is better for Slam. A lot of those units are on land and aren't really achieving much of anything. He was only able to break through over here, but the stone walls are going to keep the units at bay. Castle should be on the way for FreakinAndy in the next few seconds. Slam, on the other hand, not quite. If he uses the market and sells some of the stone, for instance, he might be able to go up a little bit earlier, otherwise it's not going to be good. Nice shot, though! From Slam, but here comes FreakinAndy. He's got stone demolition raft. He's got to be careful. Second dog's coming up, so FreakinAndy once again is going to opt to be patient. And it's worked so well for him so far. No reason to change it. Allowed him to go out to the castle age earlier, allowed him to get better trades on water. And it's going to allow him to keep control of his own river while still contesting the northeast river from Slam. Yeah, the huge woodland is no more, but it shouldn't be too difficult for FreakinAndy to get access to this one once again, once he gets to the castle age. It's got a stable already, so he can go for a few nights. 3 nights would clean this up easily. And oh, he's going for a sneaky stable on the right hand side. Alright. Let's take a look. Demo shots over there were not the best, and he ends up taking a second demo, and check this out. Bam! That is a good one from FreakinAndy. He did end up taking 2 demos over there with a single fire galley, and this is so good. The unit control for the blue player when it comes to Navy has been through the roof over here. Very, very well done. Let's take a look at the APM for these guys. FreakinAndy is looking a little bit faster compared to Slam. Here we go. Nice shot. Seems like FreakinAndy will get cleaned up over here. He'll need to go for a few extra units. And he's going for the fire galley, but Slam is looking a little bit stronger over here. FreakinAndy needs to get the war galley upgrade as well. It's only a 50-second head start to the castle age compared to Slam, so he cannot really sleep on his lead too much. Isn't Scandinavia way too cold for medieval Mongols? Yeah, I mean, and what are the Aztecs gonna be doing playing in Scandinavia when they get chosen, or the Mayans, right? Or what are the Chinese doing in Yucatan? Just quirks of the game, I guess. There we go. Yeah, good defense. FreakinAndy's opting to go for the Step Lancer as opposed to the Knights. Good damage. Some villagers going down. Yes, sir. 2 villagers already down on the ground. We're gonna see a siege workshop over here from FreakinAndy in front of Slam's upcoming TC. And that's another villager dead. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 villagers dead. To FreakinAndy's push. And with the Siege Workshop, we could see Magnus coming up right now as well. The interesting thing to see is the different approaches in the Castle Age from both these players, because Slam's gonna choose to go for economy this time around from the get-go. The moment he gets to the Castle Age, he goes for the second TC. FreakinAndy, not so much, right? He's got into the Castle Age already. But he's not really achieving much of anything. He's not gotten the War Galley upgrade, so his Fire Galleys are getting cleaned up. He's not gone for any extra TCs, so Slam's gonna start pulling a villager lead very soon. And I guess on the right hand side, FreakinAndy does end up getting water control, but this is not something that was granted to him because of the Castle Age, right? He's still making use of Feudal Navy. I'm just happy to see so many Stealth Lancers the last couple of days. Yeah, it's risen in popularity quite a bit. Oh, it's open though! It's open! I think it might have been over job. The Stealth Lancers are coming in straight into the wood line, and we'll see some conversions coming in from Slam. He does not land a single conversion as FreakinAndy gets away with murder. He takes 2 villages down, walks away. Yes, sir. It's looking good. There you are. Fantastic. FreakinAndy's pressure over here is starting to ramp up. Slam, once again, is going for a little bit of economy and a little bit of military. For the most part, it's been enough for him to defend himself against the push from FreakinAndy, but this might not be the case for much longer. The army from the Bull player is starting to get very, very big. And because Slam has his own army split into separate groups, if FreakinAndy brought all the units he's got to the back over here and he took these guys down, then Slam would be left on a very small amount of military units to still keep on working with. So C finally on the way for FreakinAndy. No extra units coming in from the Bull player though, an economy that is extremely inactive right now. 44% worker efficiency for FreakinAndy in the last minute. It's got barely enough farmers to keep both TCs working, and he's been racking up a lot of extra TC time compared to Slam as well because of the pressure from the red player. Just pushing FreakinAndy away everywhere, right? Like he had to abandon ship over here, does not manage to collect the gold from here, the farms from here anymore. So Slam's pulling a stronger and stronger lead. He's got a 30C on the way now as well. And he's got a redemption! So FreakinAndy converts the Siege Workshop. This was his own Siege Workshop. Is that... Did he convert his own Siege Workshop back? Mongols do not get redemption. No. That Siege Workshop... No. That was not converted back. I think he was probably targeting something else. For a moment over there I got excited, but... Yeah, FreakinAndy does not get redemption. He does not have it as the Mongols. So never mind that. In Andy playing migration, a little bit. Slam is forcing that though. Slam is like the force that comes as a wave and pushes you away. Slam is basically going to be the corruption. in Battle Royale mode. Does anybody ever play Battle Royale, by the way? Anymore? I don't know how much time they spend with developing the game mode, but I don't think really a lot of people are playing it at all. Here we go. Their disease now on the way for FreakinAndy as well. He was looking very strong in the fuel age, early castle age as well. Slam has been able to steadily build further and further ahead in villager count himself. 23 extra villagers right now, or workers rather, compared to FreakinAndy. Even more additional villagers against a bull player than that, because FreakinAndy is the only player with fishing ships, and Slam's got nothing. Sometimes Battle Royale, the queue is too long. I like it, as well as 9 villager start. Yeah, I like the 9 villager start too. I tried to play it a few times, but it's impossible because of the queue times. Right. Yeah, I think you're probably better off making a lobby for it. Defense castle on the way for Slam. FreakinAndy is collecting stone quite heavily himself. He's not out of the game yet, but he has certainly been disrupted pretty heavily by Slam's pushes earlier. So at this point in time, not only is FreakinAndy on a much higher idle TC counter compared to Slam, despite the fact that Slam's been an extra TC since earlier, but FreakinAndy has also fallen behind in gather economy time by an hour and a half, and more than that even. So Slam should be in a much better position himself, and he is. Here we are. Some villagers going down from Slam, but so much catching up to do for FreakinAndy. So much catching up to do. Here we go. That's on the way now for FreakinAndy finally. But Slam is in a much better spot. Given the current economy from both these players, it seems like FreakinAndy actually might be able to go up to the Imperial Age himself at a comparable time compared to Slam. We do have still 25 extra workers for Slam, but a lot of those are collecting stone. Some of those are collecting extra gold, and the eco balance for Slam does not seem to be quite as good. While FreakinAndy, on the other hand, has got an eco distribution over here that will allow him to eventually go up to the Imperial Age. Slam, on the other hand, not so much. And the game is not over, guys. The game is not over. The game is not over. And here come the Step Lancers. Straight into the gold. Miners of Slam. And if all these villages go down, or a big portion of these villages go down, then FreakinAndy is going to start catching up in villager count. And you know what? He's been saving the resources to go up to the Imperial Age. And how is FreakinAndy coming back from such a precarious position just a few minutes ago? He's managed to come back with a castle. He ended up collecting some of the deer, I would imagine, on the right-hand side, the Abex, right? When he went for the second TC, so I guess that helped. And yeah, you know what? The game crashed when FreakinAndy clicked up to the Imperial Age. And I'm not really sure why this is happening, but I'm just gonna have to launch Age of Empires again. I'm sorry about that, everyone. It's the third time that this happens to us? And the game crashes in the middle of casting the game. We were 38 minutes into the game, so at the very least we're not gonna have to catch up by that much. Third one was a charm, and welcome again. We are resuming coverage. We are not going to fast forward anymore though. That was just to catch up over here, and what we had was FreakinAndy in the blue, right? Perfect. Yeah, once again I have no idea what caused the crash. I guess I'm gonna have to take a look at this game afterwards. and try enabling the rest of the mods that I usually use to see if that's probably the culprit. Maybe use the record of the game. Regardless though, Slam is not going up to the Imperial Age anytime soon. FreakinAndy, as we saw, he had a significant lead in resources, so he is going up to the Imperial Age, and he's going to be there in 1 minute. Slam does have a much higher population though. He does have another castle coming out down south. FreakinAndy is only on 1 castle, 3 TCs. This one might go down very soon, so that's going to be only 2 TCs left for him. Yeah, and the South Castle is going to take this one down as well, so that's going to leave FreakinAndy on only 1 TC if he ends up losing this one to the siege. He was able to get one of the mountains down though, so at the very least it's going to take longer for Slam to take this one. Mango Bay coming out from FreakinAndy. They will struggle, man. He's got a single castle to produce from. And he gets to the Imperial Age, so I'm expecting to see a trebuchet come up, and he's going for it, but he's barely able to afford the stuff that he needs. He's sending a lot of villagers up in the north that I suspect Slam might have realized about because of the monk going down over there, and he's gonna try to collect some gold from nowhere, right? It's gonna be in the middle of nowhere. Another manual comes up for Mr. Slam. He's got it. And the second castle is coming out from FreakinAndy. So while he might end up losing this one, and this one is going down actually faster than the first one, he will be on 2 castles to produce Manglade from, and that makes a big difference. It's a 100% boost in production potential. And shots, taking the mantle down. There are, however, a lot of upgrades that FreakinAndy is going to need to go for in order for these Manglade to be properly upgraded. Right now, he's got some good upgrades. He's got Balkan Arrow, for instance. That's good, but he needs Bracer. He's going for Chemistry, which is great. Oh, and the castle is getting deleted over here, but FreakinAndy is going to choose to go for it elsewhere, even though he was bringing the Manglade over and was going to prevent the second tower from coming up, I think. Or is the tower coming up? The tower is coming up, so he couldn't prevent it, could he? Yeah, just by 1 second. Slam's able to get the second tower up, and FreakinAndy is gonna have to go elsewhere. That castle was absolutely essential for FreakinAndy. It was going to double his production potential for Manglade, and right now he's only gonna be able to produce 1 Manglade at a time over here from 1 castle, right? His current army is very small, mind you, only 5 Manglade. And while he did manage to get the trebuchet, sorry, out, it's taken a while for him to push Slam away. Meanwhile, the red player has got a much stronger economy. He should not really struggle to click out to the Imperial Age himself soon, if he wanted to as well. Just needs to be careful not to let FreakinAndy freely push over here. And this whole map, Nomad, it certainly looked like that for a while for FreakinAndy over here. Trebuchet goes down though to the ram. That is not something that FreakinAndy can afford to let happen right now. He's got just 2 Manglade left over here. The rest he sent up in the north to try and guarantee the castle from coming up, but that meant that he lost one of the trebuchets. That's 400 resources with a much smaller economy. FreakinAndy cannot really afford to take those losses. Now, I'd imagine he's gonna try and go after the castle once again, but he needs another trebuchet himself. He's got the resources to go for it right now. But will he though? He's going for Manglade. One conversion connects. 3 monks go down though. Not the most cost-effective trade over there for Slam for sure. But he uses the market right now to get the eco balance that he needs to go up to the Imperial Age, and Slam is on his way up. FreakinAndy, well, FreakinAndy is still 1 H higher. He is on 2 castles to produce Manglade from, but this economy is not strong enough for him to go for everything that he wanted to. He needs to go for a Manglade to defend the Manglade against the skirmishers. He needs to go for the trebuchets to take the castle down. We are. Third trebuchet is on the way now for FreakinAndy. That's gonna be 2 trebuchets down south, 1 up north. He's trying to slowly but surely take the defense down from Slam, and if he's able to take the towers down over here, he could send the Manglede to take some of the villagers down. I believe the blue player does have a little bit of a hill advantage over here, so this castle from Slam is going to go down pretty quickly. Yeah, it's taking a lot of damage. Needs targeted with both though. And then the south is still very much in favor of Slam. He's got the castle, he's got a siege workshop over here, but FreakinAndy has not tried to do anything against that castle yet. Castle's going down, guys, very soon. Slam's gonna be in the Imperial Age with only 1 castle left to work with. We'll see if he'll be able to make it work. Now that's some good monk shots over here. Mango shot against the monks. And the castle staying up. Slam is bringing everyone over to try and repair this one, and this is exactly what FreakinAndy needs. He needs to disrupt Slam's economy in such a way. Even this is actually disrupting Slam's economy quite a lot because these villagers are not collecting resources, they are spending resources. And this castle is going to be extremely hard to repair. It's extremely expensive to repair because of the hill advantage from the trebuchets. So FreakinAndy needs to be careful over here, not to let the skirmishers take the Mangle down, not to let the skirmishers take the Manglede down. And he needs to keep on putting pressure against the castle for as long as possible. And Slam's getting to 200 population, yes, but he is overboomed a little bit on 144, 42 military units. Yeah, it's not the best. Good in control for Slam. Probably had taken the trebuchet down with just the skirmishers, to be honest. Yeah, it's got 23 over here. 3 volleys and the trebuchet was going down already. Here we go. He's gotta prioritize the castle as well. He cannot try to engage in a Trevor. Yeah, and only the North Trebuchet is actually attacking. I'm really sure what's going on with Andy over here. He should have enough range, right? He wouldn't have unpacked the Trebuchet if it weren't the case. Yeah. He's got enough range with both these Trebuchets. But he's only attacking with one. I'm not really sure what that is about. Is that a bug or is he not paying attention? Come on, FreakinAndy, come on, man! The trebuchet is completely idle for such a long time. This castle should have gone down already. And now, Slam is putting pressure up in the north. Well, we do have 2 trebuchets over here for FreakinAndy this time. These are actually working. It doesn't really have too much in terms of defenses over there at all. And once again, I'm not really sure why FreakinAndy's trebuchet is not working. Castle's being repaired for more than it's being damaged for. And yeah, I have no idea why FreakinAndy has not realized about this yet. Yeah, he's probably paying attention to too many things at once. What is his APM currently? Well, not any higher compared to Stamps, for instance. Done. FreakinAndy's keeping the trebuchet up in the north. It's gonna be run out of resources very soon. Slam on the other hand has got enough stone to keep on repairing the castle over here for a little bit longer, but not for much longer either, so he could end up losing the castle. Meanwhile, for the north, the trebuchets are going down from FreakinAndy. Not too much that he can do over here. He had some Manglede. They were not enough. Yeah, and there we go. Slam's gonna need to start buying the stone next, because he's about to run out of it. And FreakinAndy's still putting a lot of pressure. Nice snipe though from FreakinAndy, taking that trebuchet down. It's incredible that it's the blue player that want to be putting pressure right now, given the current population of the players. Slam on 200, FreakinAndy on 138. Nice mango shot, good predictions. And it goes down once again. Now we have 3 trebuchets from Slam. FreakinAndy is going for more and more mango. He might have enough over here to go in, dive in and take all 3 trebuchets down, and that's going to buy him so much time. This one's going down though. Finally, the one that was not doing anything is going to remain idle, but now in death. The only working trebuchet is going to be joined by a different one over here, so hopefully FreakinAndy will be able to get both these trebuchets working. Let's see. He's gonna like cavalry forward to try and bait some of the damage. And here come the mango day. He's gotta be careful. Well, he does have a respectable amount of units over here, of course. The skirmishers will clean those mango day up. Oh, but we do have a second group of units coming over the right hand side from FreakinAndy, and this is good. He's gonna be able to get a bunch of villages down. He's slowly but surely catching up, guys. Getting to 150 population already. 3 quarters compared to what Slam's got. Actually, a Slam ends up losing the castle in the end. FreakinAndy manages to house Slam and put himself within 30 population from the red player. And this is just incredible performance. FreakinAndy surviving for this long has been amazing to see. He's taking a bunch of villages down as well. That's going to be at the very least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villages going down. And then a lot more over here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 villages going down from Slam around the woodlands to FreakinAndy's mango day. And all of a sudden, the worker count is now kind of even. FreakinAndy is still behind, but only by 1. Well, the military count is very, very even for both these players as well. So from this point onwards, it does not matter what the game has looked up until this point. It does not matter how many extra resources Slam has been able to collect up until this point with over 3.5 hours of extra gathered economy time. The only thing that matters is from now on who's going to play the best. And FreakinAndy has put himself in this position. He has given himself some momentum. Slam has struggled to hold on against a player in a much lower population, and now that FreakinAndy is catching up and potentially surpassing Slam very soon. I don't know how the red player is going to continue going about this. But about the economy for Slam as well, so right now we might have the same worker count, but a little bit higher actually for FreakinAndy, but it's not representative of their actual economies, right? Worker efficiency for Slam, 40% the last minute, 69% for FreakinAndy. Nice. Yeah, and that's going to be the GG, guys. As Slam calls it, taps out right now. FreakinAndy will take game number 1, and this is definitely against my prediction, especially how the game went early on. Slam's going to struggle over here, and FreakinAndy gets the dub. Let's take a look at the achievements before hopping back out. This is not very reliable because it's only keeping track of the trades from 39 minutes or so onwards, but it's going to be much better for FreakinAndy in the later stages of the game, despite Slam going for skirmishers, right, against the mango die. Stronger economy for Slam, and this is actually accurate. This is the total amount of resource collected for both these players throughout the game. And for society, we're going to see a villager max count that is significantly higher for Slam. Well done. Let's go back. We are in game number 2, guys. As we had for game number 1, for the next 5 minutes, you're going to have the possibility of making a prediction using your channel points of who you think is going to win, with option 1 being FreakinAndy and option 2 being Slam. Using your channel points, predictions are open. Down the south, FreakinAndy is playing with Gujaras. Up in the north, Slam is playing with the Hindustanis. For the Gujarat player, his civilization is going to provide them with 2 additional berry bushes upon starting the game. Civilization is going to provide them with... There we go. It's going to provide them with 20, 30, and 40% extra bonus damage from mounted units against enemy units in the Field Castle and Imperial Ages. Besides that, the Gujaras will also have the ability to garrison hurtables inside mills, and that's going to be about it for the most part. Slam Civilization, the Hindustanis, well, the team bonus, before I forget, for the Gujaras is 25% faster training camel and elephant type units. Slam, on the other hand, playing with Hindustanis, will get 10, 15, 20, 25% cheaper villagers depending on the age, in addition to +1/+1 armor on gunpowder units and 25% faster attacking camel units. The team bonus is going to give the camel units as well as light cavalry and Hussar units 2 bonus damage against buildings, and that's going to summarize the Hindustanis for you as well. PLH on the way already for FreakinAndy. We are trying to catch up, which is why we're going 2x. The players began playing this a few minutes ago, so we still have some catching up to do. And Slam? Slam is going for it, you know. You're going to see it from the red player. The 2 militia rush into full walls has worked for the most part for Slam up until this point, but it doesn't seem to me like it's going to be the case for much longer. Gotta head to bed. Good night, folks. Alright, Dr. Mystery. I'll see you, I'll see you. The wolves will finish building finally for Slam. He's actually pushing deer with a villager. Yeah, and he gets there. He gets to the field age. Well, FreakinAndy, so much. Archers are coming out now for FreakinAndy. He's there. Archers coming out from Slam right now. He's there too. And I see the predictions seem to be favoring right now FreakinAndy, and you guys have a lot of faith in the Austrian player over here after the last game's performance. Here we go. Market on the way now for Slam. FreakinAndy. Yeah, it's just going to play for economy over here. You can see no military buildings coming up whatsoever. No military units trained from the ones that we already have up either. And he's connected the walls to the edge of the map, which is good. Allows him to secure some extra resources. The wall line over here in the corner is going to be absolutely fantastic, by the way, although I don't think he knows about it. Yeah, he doesn't know about it. But it's a good wall line. It's a good wall line. And Slam, on the other hand, Slam is completely closed off. He is going for a second archer range, and both these players on their way to the castle age will start making the game a lot more exciting for sure in the next few minutes. But taking a look at Slam's walls, the way that he's gone about this though doesn't really secure any wool lines for him compared to the blue player. The blue player is going to have the wool line over here completely secure, right? But the red player has got this big wool line over here that is very shallow right now, so even a single tower from the blue player could potentially push all the villagers away from here. And then on the right hand side, he's got this one, I guess, but ditto, right? We could very well see something like this as well happen, and then he would be completely out of wood, so it's not the best position for Slam in terms of the way that he's walled himself up. FreakinAndy, on the other hand, he does have the wool in the back that he's not realized about. Eventually he will. But he's got stone inside the walls in addition to the gold. Meanwhile, Slam, on the other hand, he's got stone inside the walls, and the gold that he's collecting from is part of the walls itself as well. So the same way that we mentioned potential towers coming in for FreakinAndy pushing Slam away from both these wool lines, he could very well push him away from the gold as well. So it's a much more fragile map layout for Slam for sure. And now he's gonna be the one coming in with some crossbows, putting some pressure, and we have finally caught up as well. We are going back to 1x. But yeah, he's gonna be the one putting pressure against FreakinAndy over here with a bunch of crossbows, trying to reach in, and it seems to be like he's gonna be able to. Here he comes. Here comes Slam in FreakinAndy. He does not have walls over here to prevent the bull player from pushing pressure, from putting pressure further. Does have, however, a second TC that's going to help prevent the crosses from getting past this line. Well, Slam's got only now the second TC coming out. Chimbarden armor for FreakinAndy. You wait. There we go. He's taking the meal down. He's going to steal the sheep. Well, some of it. In the end, FreakinAndy does manage to get one of the sheep back. And we haven't gotten to half an hour into the game yet, so these sheep did not pay off compared to the amount of food that he could have gotten just by slaughtering them. So it's not the best position for FreakinAndy for sure, and now Slam is finally looking like he's putting a little bit of extra pressure compared to FreakinAndy. That was also the case in game number 1, of course. Slam started very strong, pushing FreakinAndy away from his resources around the map. And now FreakinAndy has realized about the backwood lane, so that's good. He's got a third to see on the way, and Slam's got a third to see on the way, and it seems like the economy is going to remain kind of similar for both these players. But while Slam managed to get some good damage done over here in the sense that he was able to get some of the farms down, he stole the sheep, and he pushed FreakinAndy's economy away, he still has not done enough damage to seal the game to speak up. So he's got to be careful. If he's going to play now for economy only and he's going to stop producing military, that could give FreakinAndy the opportunity to catch back up. However, Slam is going for a few extra crossbows. We'll see if this is just for now or if he's going to commit to it. FreakinAndy is a player that you cannot really assume is dead, even in a position like this. We go. Josh Ryder's coming in from FreakinAndy. He's been massing these up. Slam has the camels though to work with against these units, so FreakinAndy's gotta be careful. DLE, Slam would want to add a few extra camels to the mix over here because got right now only 8, and you know we have a lot of Shivan Riders over here. Plus, FreakinAndy's got 6 camels of his own, so if he brought everything together, it would be very difficult for Slam to take an engagement. Let's take a look. That's a lot of crossbows going down right now. But the Shivan Riders, they get pushed away by the camels. There we go. Bloodland's on the way now for Slam as well. The engagement coming up once again. Now the camels are coming in from FreakinAndy, and this is what I was talking about earlier. With the camels in place, FreakinAndy would probably have been able to take a better engagement over there, but he ended up pulling the Shrivansha Riders away. So Slam's push is looking fantastic right now. He ended up taking the majority of the camels down over there for little to no losses, actually. Take a look at that KD, 20-8, over 2-to-1 KD ratio for Slam. It's gonna keep on knocking on FreakinAndy's door, ideally. Red player would want to go for a siege workshop around here somewhere. Put pressure. FreakinAndy. FreakinAndy, if he's just going to continue relying on the Srivansha Rider, then Slam should be... Oh, it's going to be a castle drop by the looks of it. Yeah, Slam's collecting stone quite heavily. 11 villagers. But this could be bad, guys. This could be bad, guys. I think FreakinAndy knows about this. He's going after the villagers now. But the camels are here. That'll be enough for Slam to defend himself with. The majority of the villagers, all the villagers actually, will make it forward. And FreakinAndy's got nowhere near enough resources to go for a castle of his own. And while Slam was kind of short for a castle himself as well, he's gonna buy the stone that he needed. So now he's going for a castle. He's gonna go for the castle on top of the hill as well, right next to the DC, right next to the stone and the farms. On the right hand side from FreakinAndy, this is looking absolutely incredible for Slam. So is this GG? It's looking really good for Slam, and it looks to me like so long as Slam keeps on playing as cautiously as he's been playing so far, he should be able to take the game over here. But once again, you cannot leave FreakinAndy for dead because he just does not die that easily. This is a very one-sided cleanup though, and FreakinAndy will die in the end as he calls the GG. Slam takes game number 2 and equalizes the series. Game number 3, on the other hand, is going to be the tiebreaker to see who takes the series in the end over here. But it was a really good performance from FreakinAndy. And from Slam, actually, sorry. And FreakinAndy did his best to try and hold on. Couldn't come back in the same fashion he did in game number 1, but that's going to be about it. But KD for Slam? Yes, sir. 3-1. Exactly 3-1. Stronger economy for FreakinAndy as well. Yes, we have a stronger economy for the Bull player, but by a very small margin. Slam, on the other hand, was able to make the most out of his smaller economy, right? Despite the fact that he actually had more workers to work with, especially towards the end of the game. I would imagine maybe FreakinAndy was looking stronger earlier for economy, and then Slam started catching up, right? Not really, actually. It looks like Slam was losing his lead towards the end, probably just by sending all the villagers forward, right? But it's kind of misleading just trying to read minute by minute because everything happens so fast. And Slam did certainly start falling behind in villager count. Sorry, not in villager count, in economy, but that's because he sent the villagers forward to get the castle up. So anyway, 1-1. Let's go back. And we transition then into the final game of the series. The same way that we had predictions open for games number 1 and 2, we are going to enable predictions for game number 3. For the next 5 minutes, you're going to be able to use your channel points to predict who you think wins game number 3 and who wins the series. Option 1 is going to remain FreakinAndy. Option 2 is going to remain Slam. We're going to try to catch up over here slowly at just 2x. And for the civilizations for the final game of the series, we have Bengalis for FreakinAndy. Yeah, we have seen the civilization actually work out pretty nicely on this map in the past, but not necessarily. And Slam, on the other hand, he's got Italians. For FreakinAndy civilization, the Bengalis will get 2 additional villager from the TCs each time that he moves on to the next stage. So he reaches a new age, he gets 2 villagers for free. It's gonna have an addition to that, +3/+3 armor on monk units. He will get 15 HP regeneration on ships per minute. And on top of that, for the Bengalis, what am I missing over here? What am I missing? One of the bonuses, I always forget about it for them. Yeah, there we go. The elephant units take 25% less bonus damage and are more resistant to conversion. Team bonus is going to be for team games. It's going to be for games where trade takes place. While Slam, on the other hand, playing with Italians, he will get a 15% discount to go up to the next stage, and that is huge. On a map like this, might allow them to go up to fast in, for instance. Although, doesn't seem to be the plan right now. We'll see. Slam instead will get, in addition to that, with the Italians, a 20% discount on gunpowder units. It gets 33% cheaper university upgrades, and for the team bonus access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age, so it's good. It's a good civilization for Slam. It's a good civilization for FreakinAndy. Now, the longer the game goes, the more I like this. Probably for Slam, mostly because the possibility of Genoese crossbows. Genoese will take on absolutely everything the Bengalis have to offer. So it could be really, really good. Guess it's on the way now for Slam. It's on the way for FreakinAndy. It seems like one of these players, namely Slam, has gone for Loom while FreakinAndy hasn't. So it seems a little bit tighter. Oh no, actually, Slam did not go for Loom. He's going up later with a lower worker count though. Ah, that's my bad. That's because of the Bengalis extra villagers. For a moment over there, I forgot about it. That's just by virtue of the Bengalis not being used that frequently. Kind of throws me off every time. But yeah, FreakinAndy will click up a little bit sooner. He will go up with a few extra workers, one extra worker. And Slam is going to fall further behind, right? Once we get to the castle age, FreakinAndy is going to get a 4-villager lead. Slam, on the other hand, not really sure what the plan is over here for the red player. But it's gotta involve the discount to go up to the next stage. FreakinAndy sending some villagers to stone. He's gonna be thinking of going for extra castles or potentially even extra TCs. To be honest, he does not have enough to go for 2 additional TCs right now, so he's gonna collect some. And then he could go afterwards for extra castles, right? So we're gonna see the bull player probably go for ATC, I would imagine probably around here. Okay, right hand side, it's good. So far, so long as it's close to the goal and protects one of the wool lanes as well, it's fine. And once he gets enough resources, and I think he's going to get enough resources very soon, he could go for the next DC probably around here. Or so. Or maybe more like on the right hand side instead, maybe to the right of the goal, like there. Could be good. He would have to delete the Lambert camp. I love redesign mode. I love the King's Knives, man. That is the thing that I live for. But we don't get to see them very often, unfortunately. FreakinAndy has garrison his king on the left hand side on the tower, and Slam has garrison his king over here in the castle. So where you would expect it to be in the first place? Genoese crossbows coming out right now for Slam. He's got 2 additional TCs already up. One right next to the goal, one right next to the stone. Meanwhile, FreakinAndy, not so much. Not so much. He still does not have enough stone. He needs to go for a 3rd TC, otherwise he's going to start falling behind. Even if he already got ahead by the extra villagers, he needs to keep up with villager production, otherwise Slam's going to catch up. And FreakinAndy, well, he's got the stone right now. He does not have the wood to go for the 3rd TC yet, but shouldn't take too long. He's got 16 lumberjacks, right? So he's fine. Here we go. Beautiful. Extra Genoese crossbows coming in for Slam. He's trying to guard the relics. And our relics are up for grabs still. No one has collected a single one yet. However, we do see the first one going back home from FreakinAndy. He's got the Ratha and... oh, a converted Genoese crossbowman to work with on the right hand side. And he's got a scout over here as well. So he should be able to protect both these. And by getting the one that he was collecting already, that's going to be one relic going in favor of FreakinAndy. If he does manage to hold on to these 2 as well, he should be in a good spot. And the best position though for FreakinAndy. The Wrath is going down to the Genoese crossbows pretty easily, of course. And now Slam's going to guard this one. He is guarding the one on the left hand side as well, so that could be 2 relics going in favor of Slam. However, he's not started going for monks at all, right? It seems to me like he's just trying to get some damage done on FreakinAndy's monks over here, as opposed to going for the relics himself. He doesn't have a monastery. 36 already out for FreakinAndy. Yeah, the location we were expecting, general location we were expecting to see it. Here we are. The game has stabilized. Still, FreakinAndy is gonna be the only player with monks left. He's collecting the relic up in the north. He's sending the monk to collect the relics. Remaining ones, the one on the right hand side. He's got one monk already on the way. The relics down south, he shouldn't really struggle to collect too much. This one is very close to his 4 DC. Meanwhile, this one down south, he's already collecting. And Slam, I don't know if he knew about the relic. I think he knew about the relic. But he's not reacting to it though, to the relic being grabbed. But here comes the scout. He might be able to get the monk down over there. FreakinAndy is bringing the Ratha over. And Slam is trying to figure out where the monk is coming from. And the monk's just going to stand still. Do not make a sound. If you don't move, he can't see you. Yeah. Slam's got no idea where the monk is. And FreakinAndy is going to continue. He was calculating how long it took for the scout to go away, and now he's going back. So he will have this relic coming in. He's got the monk already on the way, and he's collected 2 already, right? So this is going to be the 3rd one. This is going to be the 4th one. And this is pretty much guaranteed. He's got the monk already on the way, so that's going to be the 5th one. And it seems like it's going to be all 5 relics for FreakinAndy. He's managed to get ahead in work account as well, while Slam on the other hand is trying to go for the castle drop. And FreakinAndy's got a lot of stone miners, should be able to go for a 2nd castle himself, but this is actually delaying Slam quite a bit. Even if he's got the resources to click up to the Imperial Age already, and he does. It's not going to be as strong of an economy compared to what it would have been if he would have tried to get the castle up on his way to the Imperial Age, right? But anyway, FreakinAndy shouldn't struggle against this too much. He knows about the castle already because of that. Oh, he doesn't know because of the towers. Snap's actually calculated this perfectly. The vision from the towers. And the vision, you notice that it's not the same as the range. So he just knows. He just knows where he needs to get the castle up in. FreakinAndy's got no idea. But does Sam not go for a single monk? It's strange. He seemed to be prioritizing military production instead. The Genoese crosses over here, but he wasn't able to do too much with them. So FreakinAndy will end up collecting all 5 relics. He's got the final one coming in from the north. And he's gonna be fine. Slam will be the first player to the Imperial Age, but only by about 38 seconds. So FreakinAndy shouldn't struggle too much to catch back up. But remember, once again, Slam with Genoese crossbows should be able to pretty much counter whatever FreakinAndy has to go for. We'll see. Castle on the way now for FreakinAndy. And Slam gets already to the Imperial Age in 5 seconds. Siege Workshop's up. Should be going for chemistry. Try to get the bombard cannons, of course, with 20% discount on gunpowder units. He's gonna be able to do it. And FreakinAndy's trying to get the conversions up over here. He's gonna be able to land some of these, not all of them. And even though he most likely not would have ended up losing all the monks, he still managed to push the Genoese crosses away. And Slam is going down to only 9 GC over here as he's getting chemistry on the way. FreakinAndy gets to the Imperial Age and starts going for trebuchets already. Slam's got a single trebuchet on the way right now. Here we go. Second trebuchet is coming out right now for Slam. FreakinAndy, he already has 2 trebuchets, of course. Gonna up a little bit later, but with 2 castles forward, 3 castles right now, he's got another one. Should be able to outproduce Slam. So the players only going for trebuchets from 1 castle. Conscription on the way for FreakinAndy. Man, 3 castles for the Bengalis is nasty, is dangerous. If he starts getting... the thing is, the Genoese crossbows though, they are so good against cavalry units. I would very much like to see FreakinAndy try to make a play for Rathas, but against Genoese crossbows it's borderline suicidal. Even with Genoese crossbows generating from a single castle, it can be very risky because of how good these units are against cavalry. You don't need a very large mass for the Genoese to be effective, that is. But yeah, you see 3 castles for FreakinAndy and you gotta wonder, right? Your mind starts wondering over there and thinking, well, what would it be like if he went for a good amount of Rathas? They're so hard to stop. Castle will go down in the end though. We have 2 additional trebuchets coming out for FreakinAndy as well. So Slam's castle scrambling over here, struggling to keep up with population and FreakinAndy. He's got 200 population support. He's got a lot of extra units compared to Slam. Now with the skirmishers coming over, should be able to take on the Genoese crosses over there. The bombard cannon though will threaten the skirmishers, but we have a Ratha pushing the bombard cannon away. Ratha goes down to the Genoese. FreakinAndy's got to pack the trebuchets back up and bail. Well, he's gonna try to go forward instead. Not the biggest fan of this because of the bombard cannons from Slam being there. Yeah, he's trying to go after the trebuchets right now, but the bombard cannon from Slam can take the trebuchets down pretty easily. So FreakinAndy needs to go for military instead. And he's going for it. He's got pikemen on the way. Not the best for the Bengalis, mind you. He's got some on the way. Nice shot. And Slam starts getting pushed away. Extra castle on the way for the red players that are on the right hand side. He will still try to make the play for Genoese crosses with FreakinAndy. He's got such a strong economy over here. He is in such a good spot. He's gaining so much momentum. He's got theocracy and illumination coming up. Even if he's not been going too heavily into monks. But yeah, FreakinAndy is decidedly looking the strongest over here. Slam struggled to keep up with FreakinAndy for population overall ever since we made the transition to the Imperial Age, and you could see it. From very early on into the Imperial Age, FreakinAndy was already started to pull ahead in village count so much more, and military count as well compared to Slam. It's been a big struggle for the Canadian. Now FreakinAndy's coming over with the trebuchets. He's got still 3 left. 2 of these are going to be packed too far away for them to achieve much of anything, but he does have another one. Forward. Here we go. Looks GG's to me. certainly looks very, very good for FreakinAndy and Slam. Well, you can't blame him, right? He couldn't go for the two militia drush on this map. He already started with the walls. And that's gotta be the reason, guys. It's gotta be the militias. Without them, every hope is lost for Slam. FreakinAndy keeps on gaining more and more ground. By the minute, he's bringing the Choriches further forward. FreakinAndy has got a Mahayana now, the Imperial Age technology that allows Bengalis villagers to occupy only 90% of the population space that they would otherwise, or take 10% less population space. So he's got 148 villagers, but they are going to occupy only as much population as 133 or so. So that allows FreakinAndy to get a stronger economy and have extra space for military, or get the same. Actually, that's going to be the other way around. He can either go for the same villager count as a standard civilization and get more space for military, or he can go for a stronger economy, right, while still retaining a good enough amount of space for, yeah, for military, and that's going to be GG. Slam doesn't want to try over here anymore, and he was, to be fair, getting completely displaced from his base. FreakinAndy is gonna be the one to take the series over here, so that's gonna be 2-1 in favor of the Austrian player. With what I would imagine would be an upset for a lot of you. FreakinAndy takes the series over here, and Slam gets 1 point from the game, but dies in the series. Well played. For the achievements, finally, we'll see a better KD for FreakinAndy of exactly 4-3. With an economy that is significantly stronger, with about 14,000 extra resources for FreakinAndy. Society looks better for FreakinAndy as well, and that's going to be about it for this one. So let's go back.